he fall?
Alright, welcome back to Reacting to Crash videos. This is episode 13. As always with this video series, we're going to break down some Paramotor crash videos, hopefully kind of determine what went wrong so that we can make the sport safer and not repeat mistakes that already happened. For this video, we have 5 different clips to take a look at. They start out kind of mild and maybe a little bit funny, and they go all the way up to extremely horrific and almost tragic. In fact, the final clip of this video was submitted by one of you guys anonymously. It can't be found anywhere else on the internet, and it includes a lot of good lessons that I think every paramotor pilot should see. So make sure you stick around to see that one, and if you're a paramotor pilot, please share it with your other paramotor pilot friends. Before we get into it, in this video series, I always try to stress proper training, good decision making, and flying appropriate gear. Currently, we're actually doing a giveaway where the winner will be getting into this sport in probably the safest way possible. The winner will be training at Aviator Paramotor, which in my opinion is one of the absolute best schools in the world. I trusted them with my life over 7 years ago when I was getting into the sport. And look at me now. Not only that, the winner's gonna go home with a brand new Parajet Maverick paramotor. I visited their factory last year, so I can confirm this paramotor is sweet and top of the line. How do you enter? Every $5 spent on tuckergott.com gets you 1 entry to win. We have 4 sweet new designs that are being printed and filled right here in New Jersey. After you've made a purchase, make sure you fill out the giveaway form, which is linked below. The giveaway ends on February 28th, so make sure you get entered before it's over. Visit the 3rd link in the description for the full contest rules. Best of luck to everyone. All right, let's get started with clip number 1. Now this one had a pretty happy ending, but it's interesting because it's something I don't think I've ever seen happen before.
Oh my god, what was that? Did he fall?
So dude man's flying down the beach and his freaking propeller falls off. His engine's just revving like crazy and he comes in for a quick landing, look like downwind. Now obviously from this video clip, I have no idea why his propeller fell off. Maybe it wasn't torqued, maybe he forgot some bolts, maybe he missed on the pre-flight, who knows? But the point of the matter is engine failures happen and they can happen for various reasons. Recently, I had an electrical issue that put me in a swamp. This guy's propeller fell off. The point is you can lose power at any moment and you should always kind of have that in the back of your mind. That video came from Crash Aviation. All the links except for the anonymous one will be linked in the description. Let's go on to video number 2. So this is from a channel called Parapidgeon and I have no idea where the original came from, but this one's almost kind of funny. So the video starts and dude has already crashed into power lines, but the funny part about it is he decides to get out of his harness and straight up rappel down his lines, catching himself in the glider fabric. And then the video ends. I have no idea how the guy got down. I assume he was uninjured. If I ever found myself crashing into power lines, I would probably want to stay in my harness and not move, not shake anything, and wait until someone can come help me out. Not go all George of the Jungle and try to Tarzan down my lines into my glider fabric. But whatever, to each their own. So video number 3 comes from Crash Aviation again. And in this one, dude man is setting up for a launch at the beach. Now let's observe a couple things as he's standing here. He has no helmet on, doesn't look like any shoes, no shirt, total beach vibe going on. It looks like he has some type of flotation attached to his cage, but whatever, his launch looks pretty alright. He gets off the ground and decides to hook into a sharp left turn. In doing so, it appears like he momentarily spins his wing, lets up, has an accelerated stall, and crashes down into a crowd of people. Now, 2 things about this video that are kind of quite obvious. From what I can tell, it looks like pilot error. It looks like he was just cranking and banking, pulled too hard, spun his wing out, and came crashing down. The other thing, number 2, and kind of most importantly to take away from this video, is don't be that guy that flies over a crowd of people. In the United States, in FAR 103, it says specifically that we are not allowed to fly over open air assembly of people, however they phrase it. The point is to not fly over people so that you don't endanger them if you do something stupid and come crashing down. All right, so let's go on to video number 4. This comes from Cloud Surfer on YouTube. Now this video is a bit weird. This one almost ended in tragedy. It could have been really bad, but I've had a hard time picking out exactly what went wrong. So Dude Man's out flying in the desert, and at one point you can kind of observe what looks to be a dust devil. The pilot had pointed out that they shouldn't have been flying. It was turbulent conditions. Either way, dude starts doing some maneuvers. He's kind of building up some energy in a spiral. So he comes out of the spiral, banks left, banks right, and he's kind of building some energy, and then wham, just slams into the ground. Now this is where I have a hard time kind of evaluating this video. A lot of the comments and the pilot kind of said that it was a turbulence caused incident. He felt like he hit sink, hit turbulence, whatever it may have been, and that caused him to sink lower than he wanted to and hit the ground. If I didn't hear that in the comments or whatever, I would have thought the pilot just hooked himself into the ground. One interesting thing that you can point out is when you pause the video at a specific frame, as he banks right, you can see clearly in his shadow on the ground, he takes a deflation on the left side of his wing. Now this could have been turbulence, but I think more likely as he banked into that right turn and built a lot of energy and pointed his wing at the ground, if you don't hold enough outside brake, that's what'll happen. You'll take a collapse on the outside. Now, I wasn't in the seat. I can't tell you what the winds were doing, but just looking at the footage, it looks like he banks into that right turn kind of too hard, too low, takes that little outside tip collapse, and he would have been fine if he was higher, but he just slams right into the ground. That was a pretty brutal crash. I'm not exactly sure what the extent of injuries were, but I wish this pilot the very best in recovering from whatever happened. Everyone please drop a comment down below wishing our anonymous friend to get well and get better, and thank him for sharing this lesson, as well as all the other pilots that have shared their failures in hopes of making the sport a safer sport. As I'm filming this, I actually got an email from our anonymous friend, and he says, please add a huge thank you to my neurosurgeon, Greg Helm. The guy saved my life. Dr. Greg Helm, if you're watching this, thanks for saving our anonymous friend's life. I guess that's all I've got for this episode. Be sure to check out the merch in the description and get entered into the giveaway if you want to get into this sport as safely as possible and not end up in a reacting to crash videos video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Till the next one, peace. Zip.